Welcome back, it's your boy Fresh, and today we're doing 0 to Z episode 7, where we play through all 1,158 games in our video game collection, figure out which games have earned their spot, and which games gotta go. Mary's not here today, she is in Singapore for work. So, without further ado, let's get it going.
Daddy, say Princess Peach! Most of that! Say Princess Peach again! Wait in the green! Daddy, say Princess Peach again and again and again and again! Wait a minute! Daddy, say Princess. I don't know. Made it!
So, what'd you play?
Nothing. I couldn't make up my mind. You want to just fool around instead?
Sure. How do you want me?
So let's dive right in. First up, we got Battle Tanks Global Assault. So, this game has like fully destructive environments. You can smash and blast through everything. It's got a whole bunch of different tanks. I believe it has a couch co-op mode for 2 players or a 4-player battle royal. Overall, I thought it was fun. The tank controls aren't the best, but then again, it drives like a tank would drive. So I think it's earned its spot in our collection for now. Might have to revisit that later. Up next, got a classic, Battletoads. So I played this game again, and once again got to the warp. Was it the warp tunnel? Speed tunnel, warp speed tunnel, and died. That's I'm pretty sure after the end of that tunnel, the game's over. So I can never beat that part, but it's a classic. It's 10 times harder cooperative, but that's like a bucket list game to beat. Up next, I need to get a new case for this. We got a Bayonetta for the 360. I played this game, and I think when I first played this game, it was right after I played Devil May Cry, and I was like, it's kind of a rip-off of Devil May Cry, and kind of, tossed it to the side. But coming back and playing it again, this game is fantastic. This game is so fun. Just that crazy, chaotic, hack and slash. They don't really do that too much anymore. The storyline is a little cheesy but fun. Up next, we got Beast Wrestler for the Sega Genesis. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be a slow motion monster wrestling another slow motion monster? I mean, it's called a wrestling game. You can throw them up against the ropes. I haven't figured out how to do anything from there. It is so slow and so clunky. Maybe if you know all the moves, it gets a little bit funner, but I don't really feel like investing that kind of time in a game that's so slow. So this one's gonna wrestle its way out of my collection. Up next, another game I need to get a better artwork for. Beautiful Katamari for the 360. talk about a crazy freaking story for a game. Basically, there's this king, and he's playing tennis, and he hits a tennis ball so hard that he rips a hole in space, and it becomes a black hole, and then the black hole sucks up all the planets except for Earth. Your job is to start off with these little sticky balls, and you got to push it and collect items and get it bigger and bigger and bigger. And he's like a super big dick to you in terms of his appreciation for you doing all this work. Has really awesome I assume Japanese music, pardon me if that's culturally insensitive, but I really enjoy the music. I'm not sure if it's Japanese or whatnot, but I would assume so. You're trying to pick up just crazy items, everything from sumo wrestlers to, you know, checkers pieces to entire buildings. It's crazy. It is tough. That game is one that you're gonna have to put some time into, but I thought it's so different, kind of a puzzly game. It's so out there, so different that I think it has earned a spot in the collection. Up next, Beavis and Butthead. This is basically a 90s time capsule. Beavis and Butthead obviously has a lot of nostalgia for people my age. The game is bad. It plays horribly. They messed this up so bad. The hit detection, that number of shots to kill an enemy is just ridiculous. It's kind of a puzzle game where you got to figure out how to get all these ticket pieces to go to a Guar concert. If this was several other IPs, I wouldn't keep it, but since it's Beavis and Butthead, I guess it'll stick around. Up next, we got Bejeweled 3 for the DS. This is your stereotypical match game. And like I've said in other videos, I think I'm going to leave match games on my phone and not take up precious self-space. Get 3 colors in a row and get points. That's it. You can do it on your phone. So that game will no longer bejewel our collection. Up next, we got Bejeweled Twist. So the difference in this one is you take a group of 4 and rotate it. Which is, if you've played a lot of match 3 games, this game it's really hard to grasp because you're just so used to, so you gotta find matches a different way. Again, I don't think there's anything on here that I couldn't do for free on my phone, and it's not taking up a spot in my collection for something I can do on my phone. So it's gonna twist and shout its way out of my collection. Up next, Ben 10 Alien Force. So I have heard about Ben 10, but I've never seen an episode or read a comic or anything. Basically, you're a dude who has all these avatars, these alien avatars, so you switch or basically transform into all these aliens. It's sort of most of the time it's a beat 'em up. It does have some platforming elements, which the platforming elements are really bad in this because you cannot move the camera, so you're jumping in a 3D environment without being able to get the best view possible. It's okay, but I think it's been nice knowing him, and he's gonna go ahead and get out of this collection. Up next, I do not have a box for this. Ben 10 Protector of Earth on the DS. So this one is another beat 'em up platformer. This one is 2D, whereas the other one was 3D, so I did like that better. However, the IP still didn't grip me in, or the IP doesn't really have nostalgia for me. The storyline didn't really grab me and pull me in. It's just a mediocre beat 'em up platformer. So that one's gonna be too busy protecting the Earth to stay in my collection. Up next, Beyond Good and Evil. This game just has everything in it. Has photography, has beat 'em up, has puzzle solving, has anamorphic creatures who can talk. But then some creatures have not developed the ability to talk, so you're just taking pictures of them. Has government conspiracies, has alien invasions, has water levels in which you can race your boat, you can do boat combat. It's everything crammed into one package, and the package was pretty fun. I enjoyed my time with this. I think it's a game that you could get a little caught up in some of the collecting, like taking pictures of the animals and all that. You can get a little caught up in that. So don't kill yourself trying to get all these pictures, but you do get money for it. But I think this one is different enough and was fun enough to stick around. Up next, Big Mother Truckers. Now, if I had to guess, I'm going to say this game was made when Larry the Cable Guy was the most popular comedian in America. It's all redneck humor, so lots of gay jokes and drunk jokes, but ultimately it's a pick up and deliver game. You pick up a truckload of stuff and drive it somewhere else. You can't hit cops or hit bikers. The cops will try to arrest you or try to murder you, really. They're trying to crash you off the road. The bikers will try to steal your cargo. There's a whole lot of scantily clad women, which I always appreciate, but now that I got a daughter who's spending more and more time in the game room, I think this game can go ahead and truck itself and get out of my collection. Up next, Big Bumpin'. So this was one of 3 games produced by Burger King to sell Whoppers, and it worked. I think this campaign was massively successful. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see more and more of this in the future. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more of it lately, but it's a bumper car game with various, sometimes you're on a grill, sometimes you're in the freezer, sometimes kind of like a hot potato where you need to stay away from whoever's it, or maybe more like a tag. It's fine, it works good, but I think it can go bumping down the road and get out of my collection. Just didn't have enough meat there for me. Up next, The Bigs for PlayStation 3. I was so disappointed in this game. I like arcade sports titles, and this just wasn't like all the visuals and some of the things you could do in the sport was very arcadey, but it still had just a really weird pitching mechanism where you need it to hold the button. I've seen in games before, like you tap the button, it'll be a slower pitch. If you hold the button, it'll be a faster pitch. But this had this like weird meter, so you'd want to hold it, but then let go, and then it would still kind of travel up. But if it went too far, hit the top of the meter, it'd bottom out. And I thought the outfielders were incredibly slow. I think every time the computer got a hit on me, it was almost always a double. Yeah, I think baseball games passed me up once they integrated the height of the pitch. I was done. You know, it's tough enough to try to time your swing, determine if it's fast pitch, slow pitch, whatever. You start adding various degrees of height, and I'm done. So, big disappointment, and it's gone. In the last game, we got Biohazard Battle for the Genesis. So this is a shoot 'em up in which instead of a traditional plane, you're kind of in this biomechanical monster plane. It's a horizontal shooter, even though the first level you're still going horizontally, but the map is moving vertically, so that it's a little weird. You get this little sidekick, and you can get different weapons and stuff. Has a regular shot and a charge shot. It's tough, and it had a little bit of flickering in it, which is a little bit rare for Genesis shoot 'em ups. Normally Genesis can handle that many moving pixels at once very well. That's why the sports games on it are so great. This one had a little bit of flicker. I got a soft spot in my heart for shoot 'em ups, so I do think I'm gonna hang on to this one and, you know, grind it a little bit and get good. Well, that's it. I think I got rid of almost exactly half of them. Let me know down in the comments section. Let's see, pick of the lot. If I had to pick my favorite of these, I think I'm gonna go, it's between Beyond Good and Evil and Bayonetta. I think I'm gonna go Bayonetta as my favorite of the lot. Sounds good. Let me know in the comments section what your pick of the lot is. Did I keep the right ones? Did I get rid of the right ones? Let me know down there, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.